There lived a woman named Adora who had learned to move through the world with quiet efficiency. She woke early, kept her house in order, completed every task expected of her, and rarely allowed herself the softness of slowing down. To many, she seemed strong, unshakable even. But inside, Adora carried a loneliness she never spoke aloud. Not because she lacked people, but because she lacked gentleness. Her days were filled with duty, not tenderness, with responsibility, not warmth. You see, Adora had grown up in a home where kindness was rare, where love was measured by productivity, where affection was something earned, where softness was mistaken for weakness. So when she entered adulthood, she treated kindness like a luxury she could not afford. She survived, yes, but she did not bloom. One morning, after an especially heavy week, Adora stopped at the small market near her job. The vendor, an elderly man named Kolo, handed her some fruit and said with a simple smile, "This one is sweeter. I picked it for you." It was an insignificant gesture, quick, unpolished, unplanned. But for reasons she could not explain, Adora felt her throat tighten. Nobody chose anything for her. Nobody paused to notice her tiredness. Nobody offered gentleness without asking for something in return. That one small moment softened something inside her. The next day, on her way to work, she saw a young boy struggling to tie his shoelace. Normally, she would have walked past, late, distracted, unwilling to interfere. But that day, she crouched beside him, tied the lace with patient fingers, and said, "You'll run better now." The boy grinned and ran off without a word. She didn't know why, but it felt good. Unexpectedly good. So good that she began noticing opportunities she once overlooked. When her co-workers spilled tea, Adora knelt to help him clean it up without sighing. When the shy new neighbor moved in, she brought a small plate of fried plantains to their door. When the night guard at her building looked exhausted, she offered him a cup of hot tea from her flask. None of these acts were grand. None changed the world. Yet they changed something inside Adora. Each act like a stitch mending a frayed corner of her spirit. But kindness does not move in only one direction. It circles back. One evening, Adora's car broke down on a quiet road. Before she could panic, a group of young mechanics, boys she had often greeted with small kindnesses, recognized her and hurried over. They stayed with her until the problem was fixed, refusing payment, laughing, saying, "Sister, you always treat us well. Let us do the same." And later that month, when Adora fell ill, her neighbor, the same one she had once welcomed with fried plantains, showed up with soup, medicine, and soft concern. Even Kolo, the fruit vendor, noticed her absence and saved her favorite mangoes for when she returned. These gentle acts, woven together, formed a safety net Adora never knew she had. They reminded her that kindness does not disappear after being given. It returns, multiplied, softened, deepened. One sunset, sitting outside with a blanket around her legs, Adora found herself whispering, "All this from the little things. The little things I once thought meant nothing." And with that realization, she finally understood. Kindness was not weakness. It was strength quiet enough to be overlooked, and powerful enough to rebuild a life from the inside out. Now listen closely to the quiet truth glowing beneath Adora's journey. A single gentle act can reopen a heart that has long been locked. A small moment of care can remind someone they are worth noticing. A simple kindness, ordinary, unadorned, can shift the weight of an entire day. Do not underestimate these small offerings. Do not dismiss the soft gestures. Do not overlook the quiet power you hold in the palm of your hand. Look again at Adora's life. She gave a smile and received comfort. She offered moments of help and received community. She tied a shoelace and found her own spirit loosening. She shared tiny kindnesses and discovered that kindness was working on her too. Her life did not change through grand miracles. but through small mercies, tiny flames of warmth that lit one another until her world glowed again. Friends, this lesson belongs to you as well. When you have nothing big to give, offer something small. When the world feels cold, extend one warm word. When you fear you don't matter, let your kindness speak for you. For compassion does not need applause. It does not need witnesses. It only needs willingness. So hear me well. Give gently. Receive openly. Let kindness pass through you like a quiet blessing. For every act, no matter how small, becomes a thread weaving a softer, safer world. This is Adeora's story, the woman who learned that small kindnesses heal secretly, transform quietly, and return faithfully. Carry it with you. Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your days. And until we meet again by the fire, be gentle, be generous, be warm. Live softly, speak kindly, and leave every place a little brighter than you found it.